Anyway, we're going to move on now to this story. This is Friday's Telegraph. And finally, I can start asking my colleagues interesting questions, Ben.
Well, this is quite a weird one, isn't it? This lady, Emma Greenaway Evans, who is a manager at a property firm in Manchester, she was sacked after she'd basically accused a co-worker of various slightly, you might say, risque things, like that she'd lost her virginity when she was very young and that she was shagging about. And she also called her a four-letter word beginning with S and ending in G. And but she has been reinstated, I believe, because having taken it to court, it was decided that this was just all banter. And you know, and that banter in the workplace is just a normal thing that we should all...
Well, you see, now I can imagine this kind of person, this Emma, whatever her name. I mean, like, so, all right, did you have a big weekend there on the lash? I bet you did, like, and then talk about the sexual activity. I've known people like this, and they are annoying. They're really annoying.
But does it constitute an infringement of your workplace rights? That's
Probably not.
Exactly.
No.
Banter's so nuanced and so subtle, isn't it? And you have to kind of
So's
be
bullying,
there.
though, isn't it?
Of course it is, and I'm not saying that bullying doesn't happen, but how do you police such a thing? And is a tribunal where you simply take verbatim accounts necessarily the way of doing it? It must be very, very hard to police.
Because, you know, it might just be someone being a bit gauche, trying to be funny.
Yeah.
And, you know, people who are criminally unfunny, and they can often put their foot in it.
Yeah.
And, you know, it happens all the time.
And it's not down to the word used either,
No, not
because
really.
we all know when it's mutually, genuinely understood that, that it is banter, that all words are acceptable in certain circumstances.
But there's we've heard lots of reports, haven't we, recently, of, like, in the fire brigade and in the police force, and there's lots of sort of locker room banter that is actually way, way more than that. And it's sometimes, you know, homophobic, racist, and lots of other things.
It's kind of difficult to find where the line is, don't you? Yeah. It is sort of a subjective thing, but you kind of get it. I think as human beings, we accustom ourselves to, you know, when someone's joking, when they're not, when it's malicious. I think it's very clear when it's malicious.
Adult, socialised human beings are very good at that sort of thing. And if you create a workplace where people are paranoid to say anything, then you're going to destroy the morale of all sorts of places.
Yeah.
All sorts of workforces.
Particularly, I think, amongst men, because often the kind of banter they're describing with men, they put each other down as part of a bonding ritual, don't they? I mean, that happens all the time, and that could be taken, if there's a sensitive individual, as being bullying.
True.
And sometimes it really, really isn't. Or at least it wasn't intended to be. It's
very nuanced, isn't it? Like a lot of these stories.
like all of these stories, but we are bringing the nuance tonight.